Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keane, and atheism is not the answer. It's not the answer to your ambitions, your dreams, your desires. It's not even something that's going to make you feel this good. Not at all. When I got into atheism, I believed that after watching guys like Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, Carl Sagan, these type of human beings, they moved me, they inspired me. Even reading some of the information that Thomas Paine brought forth, although he is considered more of a deist, they made me realize that there was nothing wrong whatsoever with questioning whether there's a God or not. The wonderful thing is that each one of these men, although as extremely intelligent as they will all admit that they don't know for sure if there's a God or not. Some of them would actually make the statement that they can't even define what a God is. But one thing is known. One thing that I have learned in the last 6 years of doing YouTube, as well as quite a few years doing YouTube, watching, and also doing my Yahoo chats, debating with Christians and discussing with Muslims, as well as Jews, as well as other non-believers, I've discovered that atheists are some of the most immoral, unlikable jackasses that I've ever encountered or interacted with. They just are. A lot of atheists that I've ran into have had a lot of abuse in their life, so now they feel like they have to abuse others. A lot of them are angry because I guess they feel like people interacted with them in an angry way, so now they have to treat everybody like fucking shit. Some of them have been hurt by Christians. I've been hurt by Christians, but I don't think that all Christians are out to hurt me or get me. So I've actually met Muslims and interacted with Muslims who are more nice and more respectful than some of these anti-theist, anti-life, anti-birth, anti-natalism, anti-this, anti-that bullshit. And I've come to a point where I realize that there's something seriously wrong. That although at one time I was 100% convinced that atheism is definitely not something that should be compared to a religion, I feel like it is a death cult now. I feel like it's something that can hurt people, it can injure people. think that it's something that takes people's hope away and their ambition as well as their imagination and creativity. I think that there's just something seriously wrong. Atheists were supposed to be the free thinkers and the skeptics. Apparently, they are just as easily convinced of whatever they're told, just like a lot of people out there, unfortunately. But the difference is that religious people, they could sit there and go into a prison and talk to someone who has been convicted of murder or something really, really fucking heinous, and they can still learn how to forgive, and they can still learn how to listen to the person, and they can still tell that person that, look, I love you, and Jesus loves you. A Muslim can sit there and forgive and say, you know, Allah is good, Allah is merciful, Shalom, and all that good stuff. And a Jew can also say that all could get into heaven or paradise or whatever they call it, as long as one tries the best they can to do good, of course. But atheism, it has nothing. There is no forgiveness, there is no redemption. It really is based upon the individual, and most of the individuals I've met are total assholes. And a lot of Muslims and a lot of Christians and a lot of agnostics and deists and pagans and Satanists would say the same. There's something seriously fucking wrong. There's nothing wrong with questioning, and there's nothing wrong with the idea that there's a lack of belief in deities. It's the people themselves that call themselves atheists. There's something wrong there. If you listen to some of them actually sound like, you know, they can't even really battle their way out of a moral argument on why they should not hurt people, or why they shouldn't kill people, or why they shouldn't destroy. Some of you seem very intelligent, some of you seem pretty smart, but most of you, when it comes down to it, you sound like a gimmick. So I would like to ask all the Christians and pagans and atheists who are actually somewhat decent, if there is any out there, which I'm having a hard time seeing these days. Agnostics, whatever group you're from, can you explain to me what would be best for me? Because I'm confused. I was once a Christian. I didn't like that very much. I tried to do the atheist thing. That didn't work out too good for me. And I'm not trying to pull a Woods of Jordan here where I'm going to flip-flop and shit like that. I'm just asking you as a person, what do you think would be best for an individual like me? A person who's a truth seeker, a person who is good, who wants to do good things and likes to help people, who loves people, and wants there to be hope in the world, wants there to be good, wants there to be justice and fairness and just reasonable, rational individuals. What should I do? You know, lost in the forest. I don't know anymore. Tell me.